Was good, y'all. It has been a minute. It's always, I think I always start the videos by saying it has been a minute, but quite literally it has. I am so excited to hop back on board doing my standard routine. Your favorite Virgo is back. And I am doing your tarot energy forecast for the week of March 26th all the way to March 31st, the very last week of March. Excuse me, I missed Monday. Life has been lifing. For those that don't know, I just relocated out of Bali, Indonesia. I've been there a little bit over a year and a half. And Spirit did drop the nudge to move a while ago, and so I have been in preparation for this move for some time, and it is finally here. I officially moved spring equinox, and it just serendipitously added up to that. It lined up just for that to happen that way. It wasn't planned. So that being said, me and Zaza, your favorite internet cousin, we are apartment hunting, okay? I'm gonna let you know where we're at real soon when we settle down, when we're nice and cozy. But for now, we're Gucci. We're loving it. We're enjoying the vibes in this new place. I can't wait to share with you everything.
Mommies love you.
Mommy does love you, baby. Are you having fun? Are you watching Vino Fino?
Puppy.
Say hi. Yeah, puppy's got a new home. Okay.
Puppy's got an old home.
No, not an old home.
I'm my new home.
Yeah, you want to say hi to everyone? Anyway, I will update y'all. There's so much to fill you in on, but we got to stay grounded.
Screaming.
Mommy's not screaming. I'm just really loud. People need to hear.
Screaming.
Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. Life is lifing. My child is getting older. She's getting sassier. She's getting more independent and dominant and fierce. We love it. Mommy needs a break though. It's been a lot. Moving is a lot, and I forgot about that. I would say that it was more emotionally intense moving here than moving to Bali. Bali was a hot mess moving to Bali because it was just very last minute and planned out very last minute. So it was very, very hectic. I think I was launching Embodying the High Priestess at the same time. I usually launch it in the fall. So that was going on. It was just a lot. This was planned out. This move was planned out in advance, but it was just very emotionally overwhelming, leaving friends and leaving staff that became like family, our nannies and housekeepers and all of that stuff. They were like family to us. So that was, you know, and Sahara saying bye to her friends in school. It was a lot. I think the eclipse, something was approaching. I think it was approaching close to a new moon too. The spring equinox is another astrological season. I got my cycle at the same time. Like my cycle was supposed to come a couple of days after. It came the day of the move. So it was just like, Jesus, help me. But we're here and things are much calmer and we love it, okay? We really, really love it. Again, I can't wait to share with you the deets soon to come. But for those that are new watching, what is good? I'm your girl, Tatiana. You can catch me here every weekend, usually on Sundays or Mondays, giving you the 411 on what to expect for the week ahead, using your elemental signs. So you might want to watch for your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and check in for earth, water, air. What was the other one? Earth, water, air, and fire, elemental signs. All of my readings bear no accordance to any sort of actual astrological transits. I'm not an astrologer, but a lot of people do tell me there are a lot of correlations and parallels. So that being said, spirit be spiriting. So what can I say? This week I'm going to dive into it, and just a heads up, I did not get to mention this before, but this is the last week to take advantage of Possess Your Spirit membership March sale. If you are interested in diving into your psychic gifts a little bit more intensely, or learning subtle energy techniques, ancestral veneration, Akashic record work, that is all in my monthly membership Possess Your Spirit, running a sale now for 20% off 3 consecutive months of the membership using code MARCH Magic March. I hope I put that right in my stories on IG. I might have put that wrong. The code is Magic March, all in caps, to get that discount. Okay, it expires April 1st. Please take advantage. Link down below. Okay, so let's get into it, Spirit. Lord Jesus, what are we getting into today? I think we're going to start with fire. I think we're just going to start with fire. Great Spirit, what do the fire signs need to know? I know we're just coming out of an eclipse. If not, it's hitting you right then and there. I think this will be the day after you're watching this. And so the eclipse will be still very much felt in the air. Okay, so, and then we're going into like Easter season, which is very sacred, auspicious time. We're going into a new month. We're going into Mercury retrograde. So let us see, Great Spirit, what do fire signs need to learn and hear about at this time for this week up ahead? What do fire signs need to be aware of? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's get into this. You're getting the World card. And this is, and I hate when people motherfucking say this, but this is a portal. Okay, fire signs, this is a very pivotal, important, potent portal for you. When we see the World card, these two cards flew out too. Jesus, my favorite word. When we see the World card here, all right, and this is the Morgan Greer Tarot. I had to go out and buy a new deck because I don't know where the fuck my shit is, y'all. We have like 9 plus 10, 11 luggages, and everything was packed up, and I don't know where stuff is. So, needless to say, I found a little esoteric shop here, and I got this little Morgan Greer Tarot. And I suggest y'all get a nice little pocket tarot deck, so that you don't need to pack things up away and they come with you. Nevertheless, the World card does talk a lot about portals. Okay, in essence, a dimension, an opportunity, an energetic space that is both simultaneously opening and closing. Think of it as traffic. Traffic, the stop sign is down, things need to stop, things need to come to an end. When the stop sign is lifted and the green light is go, things enter, things pass. Okay, I do see this in the form of benevolent spirits trying to say, you are ready, fire signs, we are ready to bring in people, places, things, opportunities, new lessons, new experiences, levels, up leveling, and just new energies that you are now ready for this new reality. At the same time, there are things that need to exit this portal, that need to be either removed with your own volition, your own willpower, your own saying, like, this is no longer something I can permit to exist in my reality, or I now have firmer boundaries on this, or okay, I think I learned the lesson to this, I don't need this anymore, I'm letting it close off. There is this sort of simultaneous ping pong game happening where you do need to clear the energies of certain things that have permeated in your field for quite some time, that are old, that are outdated, that are just, you've learned it, you've assessed the lesson, you've integrated the lesson, you're tired of repeating this, or you just want a new experience. It doesn't necessarily have to be a lesson that is like agonizing. It could just be like, okay, this nice little reality I've been playing out, this level I've been playing out. Think of yourself repeating level 1 in Sonic the Hedgehog for like 7 times. And it's like, okay, well, I know how to get the rings with my eyes closed. I know where the monster is. I know what to do to win and be victorious. I'm ready for another level. I'm ready for another experience. I'm ready to expand. I feel like with the World card, that is what this eclipse is ushering you. Fire signs, it's a sense of expansion, it's a sense of self-renewal, it's a sense of reliability in self, almost like I may not have it all together, I may not have everything, I may not be at the level where I want to be, but I do inherently trust that I know what I need to do to get things done. I know how to handle things if they come into my experience. Like I know how to trust myself. I know how to listen to my guides. I know how to listen to God. I know how to listen to my ancestors, and I know how to listen to myself. I can trust myself, which makes you able to respond responsible and able to juggle and handle any opportunities, experiences, and things that are being brought your way for expansion. So I really do think that it could be like rapid fire, like the universe and spirits are bringing you things that are like, okay, you've been waiting for it, or maybe you haven't been waiting for it. Maybe they just come as a surprise and you're just now ready to enter that field, that new playing level of playing space, right? Especially those that have been tending to the seeds and the soil for quite some time here with the Seven of Pentacles. This may talk a lot about investments, you investing patience. You've been patient, you have been diligent, you have been observant, you have been cautious, you have been dedicated, you have been devoted. You've not been rushing. You've been waiting for divine timing. This may be a time where divine timing is here, or it is very near with this eclipse. Pay attention to people that come in and out of your life. Pay attention to the ideas that you receive. Pay attention to the thoughts that you think. Pay attention to your desires. I think this is all vital information for you at this time. And again, you can have a great surprise in the best of ways regarding on something that you've been investing on. If you've been waiting to release something, you've been waiting to receive something, that thing can be right around the corner. But I still get a hint of there needing to be something that needs to be done from you. A portal that needs to close by your own volition. Again, a portal that is like you have to sign this metaphorical contract, meaning I will no longer participate in this, or I have said energetically that enough is enough. I no longer want this. I now want to change, like changing the level, changing the game, changing my environment. Boom. It is almost like really being in your creator bag, being in your manifesting bag, being in your God self-body bag, knowing that you can co-create, knowing that you can pick and choose, knowing that there isn't an impossibility to achieving and having your desires. You just need to be locked in with clarity on what you want. All right. And that is also being clear with what you don't want sometimes. Not necessarily dwelling and marinating on that excessively, not being obsessed with what you don't want, but just being clear with that is not the experience I want. Therefore, I am now know what I do want, right? You may not know how it's going to come through or other nuances of that, but you can pick up some pieces by knowing what you don't want. And that is what Spirit is telling me. There are some shadows that have been lingering around with the devil, meaning that this could be people that are no longer on your level, fire signs, that you're starting to realize, okay, it's just not worth my time even wasting my breath or being around this person or entertaining this person energetically. I'm really going to focus on what is for the betterment of myself, what I want to build for myself, and not just monetarily, not just physically, but also emotionally, mentally, and health-wise. This could be a revolution with your health. This could be making pivotal decisions that maybe even intergenerationally have plagued your family, and you're breaking some sort of health cycle. Maybe your family has just eaten shitty in a type of way, and you're reversing that. Or maybe they have not had the luxury of working out, and you're reversing that. Or they have not had the luxury of rest, and you're prioritizing that. They have not had the luxury of pursuing a wholesome, in-depth spiritual practice, and you now have the luxury of that, and now that's paying in dividends because it's giving you peace, it's giving you purpose, it's giving you clarity, it's giving you guidance, it's giving you connection to source, it's giving you confidence, it's giving you godfidence, right? It's giving you miracles. It's yielding something like the ROIs in abundance here. And again, it can also be In financial investments, expanding, finding new ways to invest your money, starting a new business, or expanding on some place that you're working in, or getting bonuses, or doing something on the side, or even if that sense of financial expansion is in expanding your network and who you meet and who you're connected to, or maybe even international travel or relocating. I see a lot of that. I think sky's the limit, and many things could be happening for you in a very small course of time. So be ready. But we have the Devil card lingering in the background. This could be people that are not necessarily wanting you to fail, but they don't want you to surpass them. They think, who are you to want more for yourself? Who are you to up level yourself? Who are you to do better than what you're doing? Are you not satisfied now? And it's going to question your sense of worth. It's going to test your sense of worth. It's going to, you might go into shadow territory, which is the domain of the devil. Am I really worthy of doing this? Is this possible for me? I don't oh, my previous partners have done this. Who's to say I can find someone good on the market? Who's to say I can afford this? I only have this sort of job now. Or I can't put myself out there. There's 50 million influencers, or this thing that I want to talk about just doesn't seem to attract a lot of people. Why should I talk about it? Whatever it is, you're going to battle some sort of internal. It is very much like a video game. It's like, but the boss, the big monster is you. It's you. It's not anyone else. And you might see some sort of external mirror that's reflecting something that you need to address within. So if you're having quarrels with friends, or you're seeing oppositions, or you're seeing people be envious or give you snarky responses to things, or just close pathways, it could be like, okay, what's going on? Am I not believing in myself? Am I not prioritizing myself? Am I not keeping things to myself? Am I not believing in my own vision, in my own direction, in my own clarity? That's going to be tested. Don't expect all these open portals to open up. And portals, your guides will test you to see if you're really about the life that you say you are, especially if you are in pursuit of a spiritual practice. And the test isn't necessarily like a good or bad thing. It's just like, are you energetically ready for the things that you've been wanting to call in? And let's see what you've got in your spiritual toolkit that shows us that you are able to respond to these energies that we want to bring into your life, that you're not going to sabotage it for you and your family and your descendants, that you are really listening, that you are really doing the work internally and externally. I think that's really more of what it is. So it's nothing for you to be like, oh my God, it's something out there to get me. No, it's more of, have you been doing the inner work? What are you doing to do your inner work and whatever homework that is being supplied from that? And have you been consistent with that? And if so, then you're armed and ready to go. Nevertheless, goodness is entering your field. Again, as another reminder, we are getting the shadow card here with this oracle deck. So the shadow is, what have you been suppressing? What are you negating? What are you resisting that now needs to be brought up to the surface? There could be something that you want to manifest really badly, that you desire, but then there's these thoughts are like, I can't have it, or this is not, and that is part of doing the inner work. Why am I thinking these things? Are these thoughts mine, or did I inherit that from someone? Is this really my grandma talking, my father, my lover, my sister, my brother, whatever? And what is that what is that belief that's echoing inside of me that needs to be released, that portal that needs to be closed so that I can open and walk into what I deserve, right? A lot of this may deal with doing inner solar plexus work. Okay, we do a lot of this work in our Possess Your Spirit membership, subtle energy healing, clearing this, reading the chakras, acknowledging what is being stored in there energetically. The solar plexus is where our gut instincts are felt. It can be felt in the center of our stomachs essentially, and this rules our willpower, what we give permission to, what we give how we place our boundaries or lack thereof, if we're how we're living in integrity. I'm trying to get the words out. In integrity, if we say we're going to do something, do we follow up with it? If we say we want something, do we actually go out and get it? Things of this sort. It can also be a space, unbeknownst to a lot of people, that can be manipulated subtly. This is why we cut cords all the time. This is why we dissipate cords. People might just want to siphon your willpower and get you to do things for them, or get you to feel bad and shameful and fearful of the things that they think you're not ready for. You could say, well, oh, I want to do this and I want to start this business. And they could be like, well, this is a bad economy. We're about to start all these wars. You're not going to make a lot of money. You need to just stay with your 9 to 5. I don't know why I sound Southern all of a sudden. But that sort of stuff can attack and ply and influence and manipulate your solar plexus. So fire signs, earth, water, moon, fire sign, sun, moon, rising, and Venus, you might want to clear and tap in and read your solar plexus. Focus on that. Focus on strengthening and empowering that. Focusing on what is going to make you more grounded in your vision and in your desire for what you want. And how the voices of your shadows, what do they sound like? What are they really trying to say? What are the belief systems attached to them? And what do you prefer to believe? And how are you going to pursue that new belief? Okay, fire signs. All right, so let's move on to water signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus. Water signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus for this week ahead. What do water signs need to know? What do they need to be made aware of? Water signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus. Water signs. So the first thing that's coming up is expect the unexpected, but I don't feel like that's any news because it is eclipse season. We are getting the last card as the Wheel of Fortune. This tells me that you guys might have a rodeo with certain patterns and karmic themes that have plagued your family and your ancestral lineage. What is coming up for you, water signs, is really stepping up your game when it comes to ancestral veneration, connecting and communicating with your ancestors, and potentially starting a dream journal or revisiting a dream journal. I don't know why that is coming up, water signs, but it certainly is. I really do feel like a lot of you water signs at this time, you're going to discover, if not already know, that a lot of you are again, intergenerational trailblazers for your family. You are breaking a lot of the curses, a lot of the patternings that are not benevolent for your lineage, and you're doing something that is completely unheard of, that is completely unfathomable, if that's a word, and you're creating your own lane. You're marching to the beat of your own drum here with the Wheel of Fortune, and this will create fortune. It's almost like you guys were in this sort of rodeo loop going absolutely nowhere, and you could have been the one that was doing all the right things, but because you wasn't aware of your epigenetic patterning, things that were programmed into your gene pool that were inherited and turned on, you've discovered that, and you are able to break free from that, and thus bring in new realities, bring in new experiences, bring in new opportunities for yourself. You have some ancestors coming out very strongly, and I would even say some new ancestors that you're not aware of, maybe even some ancient ancestors that predate anything that you have any records on, coming through to guide you at this time. Forward motion is the theme for you, water signs. Forward motion, expansion. Pay attention to your visions, the dreams, of course. do not exclude daydreaming. They do not exclude things that you see in television that may resonate with you deeply. There are going to be a lot of visions shown to you at this time with the Three of Wands. I do love you dearly, baby.
Dark.
Okay. And I think a lot of these visions and these downloads are going to give you a clear picture of what's up ahead for you the next 6 to 12 months. What's up ahead in terms of where you should be going, literally and figuratively, what you should be investing your time and your energy in, what moves you should be making, financially, everything. I think things are going to be dropped in for you during this. Excuse me. Mommy's doing a video. Okay, thank you. Things are going to be dropped. Yeah.
Don't get noise.
Just a little bit. Just let mommy finish, okay? Can I get besito? Can I get besito? No besito for mommy?
Caw besito?
Oh, God. Your favorite word is caw.
Caca.
So the downloads, the visions, it's going to show you where you need to go. If you already have them, prepare to get them more in depth with more clarity and precision. I would even sit down with cards, bones, glass of water, white candle, scry, look into your astrology chart. Those that are natural diviners, bibliomancy, want to use the Bible as a form of divination or any other book. Those that are natural diviners, this is your time to be selfish and look into your path that's up ahead. Things are going to be laid out for you in a more clear way. Your ancestors are trying to show you what you were brought, why you were birthed into this lineage at this particular time, what you are meant to do, your purpose in your own body, in your own soul, but also your purpose ancestrally for your lineage, what you're meant to, aside from what you're meant to break, but what you're meant to establish and get into. I do feel there is a very heavy nomadic feel to the Six of Swords, a passing of grief, a rite of passage is what they're telling me, but also this passing of grief. So if there's been a lot of grief in your family or within you, water signs, this could be an ancestor that needs to be elevated, or the elevation was successful and there's more peace around you. This is a lot of information coming through. Water signs, it may serve you well to go visit a body of water, to immerse yourself in water, take a lot of spiritual baths, but visit a body of water, give offerings to a body of water, especially if you're in transit, like visiting an ocean, a river, if you're in the midst of a transition, a move, a relationship change, a job change, they're almost saying give it to the waters, or give offerings to the waters, or speak to the waters your grief. This transition may require you to say goodbye to certain ties in your physical family. To those that are still alive, you may be cutting ties to people that are just not healthy for you, that just don't get the long-term vision, that are not a part of the ride, so to speak. And I don't think this is a bad thing, but I think this will be a sad thing for some of you guys who just want to accommodate and make everyone happy. I think a big lesson here is people pleasing, water signs, and the priority is on yourself. The priority is remember what you came for. Remember why you were birthed specifically at these times. Remember what you're here to establish. There's a greater purpose that's emerging for some of you that may not even be aware of it. You're working your 9-to-5s, or you're at home with your kids or whatever. There's something that's going to be awakened and catalyzed in you in terms of what your role is in this lifetime, what your role is with humanity, and what your role is in your ancestral lineage. I do see a lot of reclamation of gifts, reclamation of powers, and this could be, oh, you didn't realize you were a writer. You didn't realize that you were a special cook. You could fix things in a way that heals people. You didn't realize you were an herbalist or a diviner. You're now a new spiritual path is emerging and it is calling you. You know, in whatever way this is going to surface up for you, it is going to lead you in the direction you need to go. A lot of you guys are shackled in fear. A lot of you guys may feel like you don't know where to move or how to move or where to go. And I think this eclipse is going to show you just that. I think it's going to reveal to you people's true colors. It's going to reveal to you doors that are closed that you can no longer go through. It's going to reveal to you the next couple of months and what you should be doing, how you should be focused. And it's going to reveal to you why you were chosen to take on this specific mission that may be burdensome, that may be heavy, but heavy is the head that wears a crown, is what I'm getting for you, water signs. So is there anything else coming up for them, Great Spirit? I feel like this Wheel of Fortune, you know, if you can get a hold of ancestral relics and things of the sort, there may be something that you discover that is important, an ancestor that's written a book, an ancestor that's left something behind, or that you download in your discoveries. Download meaning as a form of divination. An ancestor drops some important information to you. They give you a recipe to something, a working to something, a ritual to something. They give you the answer to something. You know, help you discover a hidden talent that you didn't know, or help you heal a weakness that you don't know how to overcome. Be prepared for the ancestors to also cut away unnecessary influences in your life. So people, places, and things that no longer serve you. The eclipse and the ancestors will be taking these things. Pay attention. They are speaking. The ancestors are speaking loudly. So you do need to take some time, again, to sit near a body of water, channel. Again, a lot of these resources on how to do these things are in my Possess Your Spirit membership, or in your own practice that you have not revisited in quite some time, or maybe you've been doing it and it's time to do it a little bit more, with a little bit more oomph. Right? Particularly at the sacred time, at this eclipse season, in transition into the new month. But also what I wanted to say is we're technically in a new year. We just passed the spring equinox. So sitting down and just giving yourself a reading of the year, you giving yourself, not necessarily getting one, but giving yourself in whatever way that is, whether you want to do free flow of consciousness, automatic writing. If you want to pray and just write down what you receive, if you want to do a guided visual meditation, open your Akashic records, sit down with your ancestors, pull some cards, in whatever way, you know, there's a lot of vital information you need to sit down and know, and be prepared for God to fill in the blanks and your ancestors to fill in the blanks. So earth signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus for this week ahead. Earth signs, what is the information? Spirit, what is the information earth signs need to be aware of at this time for this final week of March, this eclipse season? Earth signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, so dramatic, Lord. Earth signs, give me something. So I had to pause, earth signs, because I do feel like things are shifting rapidly for you guys in expected and unexpected ways. Earth signs, this feels like the rug from underneath you is going to be pulled, but almost as if you guys could anticipate that. Like you could feel that the rug, and a lot of you guys were like, well, this rug, I've been on this rug for 20 years and I'm tired. It's time for a new rug anyway, but you didn't pull it yourself. So it's going to be done for you, and you will be provided with a nice luxury rug. But the process of the rug being pulled could be a little bit It's actually is a little bit of a softer landing than most people. I will say that, because we do have the Page of Cups coming out. So in the midst of this transition and this expect the unexpected, rugs being pulled, but anticipating that rugs are going to be pulled, there is a deep sense of connection with your softer side. Maybe you've been practicing art of sensuality, or you've been relying a little bit on your self-care, so that softens the blow. You've been really relying and listening to your intuition, so that softens the blow. And I think that is the key for a lot of you earth signs right now, is just be embodied, be grounded with the earth, but also listen and pay attention and ask a lot of questions to the spirit realm, because they will be providing, they will be guiding. All right, you will be provided for. So there is almost like a bump in the road, but it's almost like Spirit sees the bump in the road and then it rolls out a new carpet before you even hit the bump, or somebody pulls up with another car and you transfer into the other car before you even reach the bump. So it is a lot of action, but I don't really feel that you're going to be affected in any bad or inconvenient way. There is a sense of being provided for, being deeply supported, and a softness in the roughness, if that makes sense. There's softness in the rough parts. There's a portion of you that does not want to see something end, that you know has to end, that you know has to change, almost as if, and it is not something bad that is changing, it's something good that is changing. We're getting the Tower. So it is an inevitability that things are going to be shifting for you in a, what one would call dramatic, is actually going to be a soft landing for you. What one will call dramatic is a soft landing for you, but it is a complete change of pace, a complete change of reality. It's almost as if you go, it's like this, like you go to bed in your standard environment and you wake up in a completely new environment that's much better than where you went to bed, but still you're like, how the fuck did I end up in this new place? Like, what happened? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't know. It is that kind of shocking awareness, but also the reassurance that, oh, okay, this is much better than where I was last, but I still would like to know what the heck happened in between, because I was kind of knocked out. I couldn't see it for myself. So there is this sense with the Two of Swords of, there is something much bigger and grander on the horizon that is almost like going to be into your reality, but you're not seeing it because you may not even think that it is possible for you to achieve or have or be or become or receive these things. But be willing to be shocked as long as you are diligent and paying attention to the messages that you're receiving. Again, I would say dreams, I would say divinations, I would say your own inclinations and your own gut are going to guide you. The softer you are, the softer you relinquish control, the softer you surrender, the more you learn to float, the easier this whole thing will be, because it's going at such a rapid speed. Here with the Chariot, the Chariot is the first card. So the Chariot is like, andale, andale, mami, yeah. You know, this train is going. Platform with it. What's the Harry Potter train? With the platform with the 3/4 is like, it's going once a year. You better catch it at the time that it's going. It's going at rapid pace to this magical land you've never been to before. Can nobody go with you? Can nobody find it once it's gone? You better get on now. Or just wait for a whole nother decade or whatever. It's kind of like that. And so the more you are able to relax and receive and be in your softer side and just let your spirits and God and source and your environment change for you, is really nothing for you to do but not be stubborn. Not be stubborn. I think you're in for a surprise. I think you're in for a surprise in a swap of reality that is going to be like, wow, I didn't think this was possible for me, but wow, we're here. Glory be to God. I did not expect this. I don't see the Tower being a bad thing. I do see the Tower being a very interesting quantum leap, I will say. A quantum leap that you just did not expect. I think maybe a part of you has been doing the work and is like, well, I hope for this, but there's an aspect of you that was still very much like, I don't know if this is actually possible for me, because I've yet to see symptoms of that in my reality, or evidence of that in child. It's almost like Spirit wasn't going to give you no motherfucking evidence. Spirit's just going to be like day and night, boom, and now you have it. Like, boom, all of it just happening at once. So what I'm trying to say is the Tower may not actually be what we normally view the Tower as something like jolting. This could be like, prepare your nervous system for your greatest dreams to come true, because that in and of itself could be jolting. You may be praying and wishing and using your Pinterest boards to visualize something, but then when it's there, if you have not done the inner work, if you have not addressed the shadow components, if you have not learned to regulate your emotions and your nervous system, you can sabotage it when it's there. You could be like, oh no, this is illusion. I must be dreaming. This can't be real. My reality didn't shift. I'm expecting the worst. Do not expect the worst, okay? Find ways to navigate around expecting the worst, or figure out why you may potentially expect the worst, okay? Because I don't see this as a bad thing. You're in your power. This is your power stage. This is whatever you have been doing is manifested, is here. So whatever equation that's been for the past months or years or whatever, replicate that, because it's going to give results, right? Again, we are dealing a lot with the theme of relationships, earth signs. If Spirit shows you something about a person, go with it. Don't be like, oh, I didn't see it, I don't know. Because something better is coming either way, earth signs. Whether it be, again, Spirit is not necessarily saying that the relationship is doom and gloom. And for some of us, it may be literally the end of a relationship, or it could be an end of a stage of a relationship, and that something better is emerging from it. But regardless, in either or category, something better is emerging from it. Okay, so don't be stubborn to the information that Spirit provides when it comes to that. So last but not least, air signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for this week. Great Spirit, what is the information that air signs need to know, be made aware of? Air signs. Air signs. What is important for them to know? Air signs, an old you is dying, honey. Air signs, an old you is dying and a new, bolder, fierce, unapologetic, ready for action, ready to claim what's theirs is yours. Do you know what it's reminding me of? Let me show you the cards, and then I'm going to give you a metaphor or an example of what I see this character development for you being like. Six of Swords is the first card. There is a transition. There is a grieving period of the old you dying. The old you means the things that have been surrounded by you in your energetic field that represent the old you must now also die or be in transition as well. Get ready to just feel things that have not been dealt with before or felt in depth before. Get ready to say bye to physical things or people, places, and things. If you have to leave, if like the transition of being single to being in a relationship, or transition of being in a relationship to being single, or the transition of being not a parent to being a parent, like any of these have their own grieving stages. So it doesn't have to actually mean death or something bad, but there is some sort of transition that is happening here that is going to be like mentally exhausting and emotionally exhausting, going on a journey. And it's like you're not entirely clear what this new paradigm is that you're walking into with this eclipse. It is quite literally like a quantum leap, like a motherfucking Star Trek episode where we're in the ship and we go into a black hole and it's like, hello, where are we going? We're like, what? Like, where are we gonna end up? This new whole universe that we didn't know existed is very much like that for you. Air signs, you may not know what the hell is going on. You just might be buckled up and in for the ride, and that is okay. Eat some snacks, drink some water, sleep, write things down if need be, pray, go tend to your spirits if need be. If that's even overwhelming, just sleep. Okay, I'm not really getting a lot of physical activity. It's more of letting your body process what needs to be processed and changed right now, letting the work be done for you by your spirits, letting them take the heavy lifting, letting source take the heavy lifting, and just dealing with whatever crumbs you're left with, right? Yeah, because I'm getting be cozy here with the Four of Pentacles. Tend to your home, tend to your family, tend to the spirits in your home, tend to your physical body, being physically embodied, doing some yoga, doing some exercises, drinking, eating well is going to really help you cope with the process, because I think in a way, like, you may not know what's going on, but at least you can sense it energetically, emotionally, mentally, and that's air. It's not anything substantial. It's not anything tangible, but the physical body may be burnt out and feeling it. You may feel like you were hit by a ton of bricks. So you need to really prioritize caring for the physical body. Air signs at this time, that is going to be your number one prioritization. And the home, this could be a theme of you accessing, expanding into a bigger home, creating a new home, even metaphorically, like a new home, like this is a new space for me that I claim as my home. That is what's up for you. The final card is the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Rods, which means this is like, to get from this, someone who's deeply grieving and not having a sense of self, not being clear to, I know my purpose, I know who I am, I know my power, I know who walks with me, I know how to use it. Don't test me because I know how to use it. I have new gifts, I have new powers. What I was going to say is this seems to follow a very similar character arc development to Daenerys Targaryen, when we first see her as this enslaved person to her brother, right? Like the brother is just using her as a pawn, like whoring her out. She has no power. She doesn't even know what the hell she's just helpless little girl who has to marry this dude. She doesn't even know anything. She's not trained. It's like to who we all knew her to be later, Queen of the Dragons, all of that, right? Is a little dramatic of a character development, but what I wanted to say is that's what Spirit's showing me with you guys, almost going from this sense of grief, helplessness, confused, lost, old model that worked out for you at some point, that was fine, to like this whole complete entity that you could even see yourself becoming. Is emerging from this eclipse. So let's see what is being brought to you. There's not much for you to do. Rest, be cozy, marinate in whatever brings you comfort, because there's something being birthed from the ashes. What they're showing me is a dragon egg being put into the flames, right? And you are the dragon egg. Now let's see what's cracked. Maybe that's a visualization that you can do to get more insight. Visualize yourself as a dragon egg being placed into like the embers of source. And what is the color of this dragon egg? see whatever cracks are cracking, what cracks are hitting different aspects of your life. What are the cracks meaning in terms of your life? And what emerges from that egg? And what is that informing you about who you are to become, or who you already are that you're not aware of, that you're now integrating and becoming, right? It's more of that. So air signs, this is going to be interesting for y'all, because I feel like you're using your power in a way that hasn't been used before. Like maybe some of you are just like, I've been sitting on my voice. People really need to hear me and they need to see me. Or some of you may be like putting yourself out there as teachers, or really promoting your businesses, or initiations of sorts. It's all types of things. Maybe you're taking on mentors. It's all types of things that could be happening here, right? But I feel like the comfort is in your home. So focus on embellishing your home, maybe redecorating your home, shifting your home to reflect the internal shifts that are happening. Not much for you to do here. Just have fun with it, rest, and let the process unfold. As I mentioned before, was this the same card? Was it power? Air signs, it is power. It's heart chakra too that you're getting, which means listen to your heart. I know that sounds very Disney, but this is more like, this is my open field of information rather than my brain. I'm going to feel this out. I'm going to feel that. I'm going to put out my desires and my intentions. I'm going to move with that. That's seemingly moving mountains for you. So thank you guys for connecting with me. I can't wait to check in next week. Again, take advantage of those 20% off 3 consecutive months Possess Your Spirit with code MAGIC March, all in caps. Link down below. I'm going to see y'all real soon.